Well, hello. I just wanted to spend a few minutes with you and talk a little bit about engagement, especially as you prepare for your teachback. We've stressed over the last couple of days how important engagement is, and I'm pretty sure you're aware of it. But sometimes when we go into the virtual world, we start second guessing maybe even how to engage and/or the importance of engagement. I'm going to stress to you that in this world, engagement is actually more important than it is in the face-to-face or physical classroom. Here's why. In the virtual world, we're competing with a lot of things. Most importantly, for that student, for that individual, we're competing with their screen. And up on their screen might be Facebook, might be email, might be other social media. In their environment itself, they might be at home, there might be other distractions that might be going on around them, or even in a small office environment. There's a lot of things that might be competing for their attention. So our engagement has to be actually magnified and more focused. There's a rule of thumb in the virtual world that you should be engaging every 3 to 7 minutes, 7 an absolute maximum, when you're talking to someone or teaching someone in this online environment. So there's two things to kind of focus on. Having the right mindset when you come in here, come into this virtual world to teach, and recognize that learning can occur not only in this environment, but it can actually occur better in this environment with undivided attention if we've done our job effectively on the engagement part of the equation. The other thing that pops up in this world is technology. And sometimes if you haven't used it often, you're less familiar with it, it gets more cumbersome. You create a lot of anxiety and maybe stress on yourself. And how am I going to use all these tools? Well, the best answer to that is to practice it. And you're going to have the opportunity here to practice after we're done talking in this video and set up your virtual classroom the way you want it to and use the tools as you feel most comfortable using them. So let's talk about engagement in this world. It has to be continuous, as I said, that 3 to 7 rule. And there's a number of ways to doing it. The first is the one I'm using right now. I'm connecting with you visually. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at your eyes with my eyes through the camera. That is an engagement tool. You are by yourself an engagement tool. How you exude your passion, your energy for the subject that you're teaching is part of what's going to keep their attention. The second part of that is, how do I engage with them with maybe questions? I can ask a question. How many people think the sky is blue? And I can ask everybody that thinks the sky is blue, raise your hand. And so this is what we call a virtual hand raise or physical hand raise in the virtual environment. I can also ask that question and ask them to give me a virtual hands up by using the tools right in Zoom. If you notice, you click on the participant box. Participant box is going to pop up, and down at the bottom of it is literally a blue raise hand button. And so if you want your students to answer your question that way, walk them through it. Let them know how to get there. Don't assume they know how to get there. Even though in this environment we've used these tools this week, they should be familiar with it, but just don't assume it. So just say, okay, I'm going to ask everybody who believes that the sky is blue. I want you to raise your virtual hand, and where you find that is on your participant box. If your participant box isn't open, just underneath the video, you'll see that little ribbon down the bottom. You'll see participant button is right smack in the middle. Click on that, and the box will pop up. And down at the bottom of that box on the left-hand side, there's a little blue hand. Click on that, and that'll be raising your hand. And you'll be agreeing with me that the sky is blue. Now, this engagement tool allows me to look and see who's paying attention, right? But notice I said, raise your hand if you think the sky is blue. What if they don't think the sky is blue? Just because they haven't raised their hand doesn't mean they're not paying attention. They just might not agree with me. So I could use the yes or no buttons. All right, for everybody that thinks the sky is blue, I want you to click the yes button. If you don't think the sky is blue, I want you to click the no button. Now I have a good way of gauging who's actually involved. and I can use that as a tool. If someone hasn't answered, I can find a way to reach out to them and see if they're engaged. One thing to remember is once they've all clicked a button, you can have them unclick their button just by saying hit the button again and it'll disappear. Or at the bottom of that participant box, you'll see a clear all button. And then you can clear them all and move on to your next point. One other way I can ask them to raise their hand or give me a thumbs up, if you will, is actually in the reaction button. So if we go back to that ribbon that's below all the videos again, you'll see there's a button at the right that says reaction. If you click on that, you'll see a thumbs up or a clapping emoji. So you could ask them, okay, everybody that thinks the sky is blue, I want you to give me a reaction, a thumbs up reaction. And where you find that is on that same ribbon bar I pointed out to you before. On the right, you'll see reaction. Click on that and you'll see the option for either clap or thumbs up. I want you to hit the thumbs up. So everybody that thinks sky is blue, give me a thumbs up there. Last but not least, I can ask them to type in chat. Okay, everybody who thinks the sky is blue, type in chat, yes. If you don't think the sky is blue, click no. I might even use it as another engagement opportunity and say, you know, if you don't think it's blue, type in chat what you think it is. Now, the key about using chat, again, is that pop-up box. Make sure for you, you've set it up before you begin your presentation. You've set up your camera appropriately so it's at eye level so that I can make that eye contact like I talked about earlier. Make sure that the videos of your students are right underneath your camera so that when I'm looking in the camera or I'm looking at the students, my head isn't moving from side to side looking at another monitor. Notice I'm looking at you right now. For me to look down at the videos of all the smiling faces watching me, I don't really have to move my head that much, and it's just a little bit of eye movement. I can stay in contact with them. I can stay connected with them. I can see what's going on in the classroom by setting that up that way. And I've got my chat box that I was talking about right to the right of that. So if I've asked you to type something in chat, it's right there. Again, I'm not moving my head far to the left or far to the right, wherever my main monitor is or my screen is. So we've got an opportunity to ask them to give me a physical thumb up or physical hands up. We've got an opportunity for a virtual hand up. We've got an opportunity for a virtual thumbs up, and we've got an opportunity for them to type in chat. All of these are tools that you can use in your delivery. But here's the thing, don't feel like you got to use all of them. Feel what you feel most comfortable with. Feel what you think sets up a good rhythm for you to give your presentation and interject a couple of these engagement tools along the way. You don't have to do every one of them, and you don't have to be stuck on one particular thing. If you're going to use them, if you're going to use more than one, have a backup plan just in case Murphy, who's always in your classroom, strikes and it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to work out. Don't stress out. Go to the backup plan. So if I told you to give me a raise your hand virtually by clicking on that button, and for some reason it's not working, go to the physical one. Okay, Murphy's in the class, that's not working. Just show me visually how many people agree that the sky is blue. By the way, engagement doesn't have to always be stuck on those tools. If I say, hey, everybody who agrees the sky is blue, give me a yes by writing it down and showing it up to the screen just like this, guess what? That's an engagement too. Or if I say to them, all right, I've got a lot of debate going on in the classroom. What color do you think the sky is? And write it down. Whoops, I got to make sure I put it the right way. Blue. Okay. An engagement tool. I'm asking them to do something. So to wrap this up, try to work it in at least every 3 to 7 minutes you're doing something. Try to use a tool if you can, a couple of tools. But the engagement process is a continuous process. Pay attention to what's going on by watching your students. Most importantly, use you. You're the best tool in the classroom. Reach out and talk to them by name. If Bill says the sky is red, Bill, tell me more about why you think the sky is red. Be you. Use your tools, use your energy, use your passion, use your knowledge, and engage with the class. It'll go perfectly, I'm sure. I look forward to seeing you. Good luck.